Hello, I'm Zep. This is going to be a special sketchbook tour because it logs my experiences from the first year that I was a table games dealer. I've been a table games dealer for just about 2 years now, as of this month, and I've definitely improved a lot more since then, I am proud to say. And about half of this book is actually just dealer stories. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of go back and look at it and reflect on anything that was happening at the time, because this was also when I was in dealer school, so I got stories about that. You are free to decipher for my handwriting. I am, at this point in my life, I'm pretty okay with sharing anything that might be in here because I looked through it and there was just, it's customer service, basically. So you're free to get the tea on customer service drama. But otherwise, I bookmarked anything that might need some explanation about function about the job or something like that. I'll be primarily commenting on the drawings and trying to contextualize them because some of them are just life studies. But I did bookmark anything that might need explanation. Except for the last few pages because I actually ran out of sticky notes. So without further ado, let's open this thing up and see what's inside. Me and my boyfriend and some friends. Some very important friends in my life. Super mega because I love them. My OC Dustin. I've never done a sketchbook tour, so I really don't know how to be commenting on what everything that I possibly draw in here is. I was reading through, when I was going through it, I was looking mostly at the dealer stories. Ugh, I'm not used to talking on camera, I'm sorry. But otherwise, Cross Marion, because of course. This was actually, I was watching modules for my job for this one. And then this was a really good draft that I liked, but I just never could find myself wanting to finish it. Mana again, but this one's good. I like this. This is one of my favorite drawings. Dilf Mana, because of course. Mana and Nea feels. Ugh. Ratfuck go dig yourself. .gov. I think it was .gov, but if you know, you know. So sponsoring is when an experienced dealer watches you deal. You don't get the toke pay though. Tokes are tips. So this was my second day of sponsoring, which is right after dealer school. Ugh, I love him so much. When I was going through this, I did not bookmark anything too early on. But if there's anything that you are possibly curious about, feel free to comment in the comments. Some life studies at work. My first day, this was my first day, June 29th. That's wild. That's like, as of filming this week, Justin. This was a snack container and then my Tamagotchi that my boyfriend got me when I graduated dealer school. My dog, Nemo. My brother's dog, actually. More life drawings. Alan. Dustin. Life study. So at my casino, if you split aces, you cannot double or split again. You only get one card. We got free ice cream at my job, which was really nice. More stuff at work. So sometimes we would get what's called, we don't call it a long break, but it is just a long break. Dealer breaks are typically 15, 20 minutes, or 20 minutes, yeah, 20 minutes. And sometimes if you close a table or somebody pushes you out early, you can get a longer break than usual. This was at a cafe near my house. I'm sad that I never finished this, if I'm being honest, but wasn't feeling it, so. More Dustin. And I was trying an exercise where you scribble blobs and then draw from those blobs. Interesting art exercise, though, for sure. I want to do it again. More work stuff. We have an employee dining room. Ugh, I wish I wrote down what time that I went on the break. That would have been funny. I had to go to the emergency room a couple times throughout this book. Some coworkers. Past Alan and past Lavi. They're such a good pairing, like, honestly. A lot of this is D.Gray-Man. A lot of this is from D.Gray-Man. Otherwise, it's just my OCs, and I'll probably mention that, like my OC Dustin. Some hands. Past Lavi before I knew. This was before we knew. Pinterest. Some of this stuff was taken from Pinterest, and I'll probably note when that is. Empty like me. Oh yeah, this is good. Yeah, I digitally drew this one. And then Happy Birthday Lavi, because at the time he was still rotting away in his chair. So free bet blackjack is blackjack, but your splits and your double downs are covered by the house. What a split is you're essentially creating two different hands using the same different cards. Or two different cards of the same number. So splitting a pair of 8s, you have a pair of 8s, and then you create two different hands. And then doubling down is that you are paying twice your wager to essentially get one card. And in some situations on doubling on, say, a total of 9, 10, or 11, you're hoping for a 10 card to create 19, 20, or 21, respectively. And on free bet, your splits and double downs are actually covered by the house. So if you lose your double down, if your double down loses, then you only really lose that initial wager. You're not paying twice as much money to double or split on this table, with exceptions, of course. Another emergency room visit. I have no idea how long this video is going to be going for. If I'm being honest, I don't know how long it'll take me to actually get through this. I'm trying to go kind of fast. I'm sorry if I've been covering up some of the pages. I just assumed that we're here mostly for the art and the occasional dealer story. This is for my Ask blog, my Ask Klaus and Nintendo blog. Cross and his beloved Eevee. Ghosts, ghosts, ghosts. My OC Dustin. Cross and an image that I took from Pinterest. This is a coffee place near my boyfriend's house. Both of these. This is my name badge and then my keys. Mono would be a ghost type trainer, so I gave him various types of ghost types. I've given him a lot of different Pokemon in my Pokemon AU, honestly. Cross again. Foot. Miss Madam being a menace. I like to think that Nea would be a dark type trainer and that his Zorua is just a piece of poopy and that she's very rude and spoiled. I think that Nea just needs a mini-me, honestly. Another emergency room visit. Spooky month. More doodles. I am tired. I am tired. So when we refer to coloring up, we're basically referring to turning a large number of smaller chips into a higher denomination. For example, coloring up to 25 could mean coloring up $5 chips, $5 chips to make 25 into a 25 chip. It's like making change, basically. I love my My Little Pony AU. Aloysius, and I haven't nicknamed the Joltik yet, but I like to believe that Dustin's actually not a fan of bugs, but he falls in love with a Joltik. Mikaela, my OC, and her pet, also girlfriend Zari. Mikaela and Zari are some of my oldest OCs, actually. I made them for... I gave them art fight pages, so hopefully I look forward to seeing y'all draw them. Preferably together. Fuel from Mother 3, but aged up. I love my Fuel. He is a goofy little boy. Nea. Monocross, Better Times. Did I write 2020? I meant 2024. That's wild. Fuel and Lucas from Mother 3, but aged up. Potatoes. Not sure why, but I like drawing potatoes. Me, I guess. And also Dustin again. I don't remember this, where this was, but this was a story about the costume contest at work. I'm just gonna skip through any pages that are exclusively just handwriting. Sleepy Zari. Spooky Trainer Mana. Nea, and severely sputzed from the graphite and the leads here. My OC Natsumi, daughter of Zero Ukai from Tobacco Heodin Zero, I think that's how you say that. Dustin and Aloysius. At work, we had to move from the employee dining room to a restaurant that was closed overnight because I think they were doing the breakdown. I think they were breaking down the cafeteria to clean it. So these were some of the TVs that they had in the restaurant. I just like to believe that Cross would be a really terrible blackjack player. See, the thing is, I like to believe that he is. He's not a bad player. He just has really terrible luck. Lucas. So, tokes are what we refer to as tips. And when we refer to coloring up, as I mentioned, is turning a bunch of small denomination chips into higher denomination chips in fewer quantities. I did color up $900 in one single push, and I earned at least $800 of that for myself. We do share our tips, actually. I like to believe that Lucas in my aged up AU wears brown contact lenses to not be compared as much to his brother. And then Dustin, feeling exactly what this player was. We're mostly here for the art, right? I watched the Mufasa movie with my boyfriend, and I had mixed feelings on it. A coworker taking a nap under her coat. More handwriting, more handwriting, more handwriting. So on this one, I am talking about free bet. As I mentioned before, free bet is when your splits and double downs are covered by the house. And then somebody toked. So on normal wagers, you can toke. You can play for the dealer, essentially. So you put, like, say, $1 in front of it. So if that $1 wins, the dealer gets to get the $2 win. If that is making any sense. If there's any comments, questions, or concerns about this or the functions of my job, I am happy to answer in separate videos. But I'm mostly here to show off art. I'm so sad that I didn't finish these. These would have been so cute. We baked cookies, and I had a good day at work. Otherwise, I just the dust goals. Carmine. Another drawing that I regrettably did not finish. Cross and his shiny Torkoal Ginger. In my Pokemon AU, Cross is primarily a fire-type trainer with his Eevee, so he evolves into a Flareon later. And one of his Pokemon, it just happens to be a shiny Torkoal named Ginger. And then I like to believe that Ginger and Ogerpon were besties in my Blueberry Academy playthrough team. She was a shiny Pokemon, a gift from my boyfriend, actually. Ginger was. And then Ogerpon was nicknamed Nobby, because I just like that name. More of Ginger. I like to believe in my alternate Pokemon AU. Aron is Pazlavi's partner Pokemon. Sleeping Zorua and Ginger. Again, it's definitely Ginger. I know that it's Ginger. More Ginger, except that she has a plush toy here. And then Zari, my OC. My Zorua Alicorn OC. So it's about here where I ran out of sticky notes, so there's probably not going to be anything too major from here on out, as far as I remember. If I'm pausing, it's because I've been reading, and feel free to go through this as you see fit. Auto mail and stuff. Just thought that the designs were cool. Cross. Terrible. There are just some pages that we all just scribble out entirely red. It's not just me. This was from when I went to San Diego, I believe. Yeah. The Bay Area with my boyfriend. For a fighting game tournament, actually. We have Pazlavi out in San Jose, California. And then this was a lunch meeting one of my boyfriend's best friends. So this was a fun drawing for that, waiting for that meal. Cross and Nea, monthly Nea. Cross is a scientist, so I like to believe that he potentially had a Porygon Z somewhere along the lines. Some yoga time with Tim Campy. Slugma, for my Slugmas, my slimes. And then a Torkoal with a Slugma. It might be Ginger, it's hard to say. Pazlavi again. I like to believe that there is an alternate universe where Nea adopts an owl, and it is later dubbed the Millennium Owl. It's kind of an inside joke. Alan. My OC Dustin again. Alan Walker, just booty out. Handwriting. Cross. And Go from Pokemon Journeys, because I do miss him terribly. I have not drawn him in a very long time. More handwriting. Fuel, my headcanon Fuel. He actually has a facial mold to anybody that's been paying attention to my blogs for any period of time. Ness. Except my aged up AU Ness with his leather jacket looking cool. Slugmas and Slimes. Pygao Poker. Yes, this was my first push on Pygao Poker. So on Pygao Poker, there is a 5% commission every time that you win. So for example, for a $25 bet, the commission would be $125. So you got to pay out that commission either from the payout, taking it out of the payout from the wager, or you can pay it up yourself. This was using a cool multi-lead holder that I have that has multicolored by Pentel. And then this is the last one. This is a drawing of the lake when I was at the beach. That's what it was. Otherwise, the stickers. Then explaining to a friend something about kanji. I guess we've reached the end of this sketchbook. I just want to thank you all so much.